This is an introduction to DvSum's data quality. For a quick bit of context, we've been doing data quality for more than 10 years. We certainly cover traditional data quality rules like completeness and consistency, which are often done in master data, but we're also great with transactional data, checking things like data volumes and calculated metrics. We check pipelines to confirm data freshness, make sure data reconciles well between systems. We can even use adaptive thresholds to make sure we're checking business metric quality for the downstream reports and for other downstream systems. And built on that foundation, you should know that we're using artificial intelligence to make recommendations, to do advanced categorization and root cause analysis. There's notification built right into the system, but also integrated with external tracking systems. And there are great dashboards on top of all that. Let's take a look. Data cataloging is the first step. So the DvSum knows about the table structure that you have and has the profiling information to understand the data that's in those tables. So we've already done that. Now, in a table that's newly cataloged where I haven't yet created any data quality rules, DvSum will propose new rules based on the data that it sees there. Here we're seeing some proposed rules based on min, max, averages, counts. These are simple rules to get me started, and I can add them with a single click. Now, let's take a look at a table where I already have some DQ rules created. And here we can see an interesting range of rules. There's some pretty standard things. If a claim is closed, then it better have a closed date. Here's a formatting kind of a rule. Here's a valid status code, like with a value range. And in fact, I'm going to use this one as an example to show what I mean when I say it's simple to create a rule in DvSum, that it really is. So here, I'm going to choose the column I care about, the status code. I'm going to say that's a dictionary of valid values, and boom, DvSum proposes. It's already done the profiling. There's only 4 values in there. That's probably what I want to do. So I have this immediate head start on quickly creating the rules that I want. Now, let's take a look at a slightly more complicated rule to take an example of how things have already been set up. So here, let's look at this rule where we've defined a custom query to have a little bit more subtlety about what we're doing. But what I want to draw your attention to is the fact that, one, we're seeing the error data. So you can always go back and take a look and see what's going on. So a data steward can go see what went wrong with the data. So that's always there for you. In fact, we can filter it down, see all the rules like we're seeing here, or just the new ones from the last run, that kind of thing. As you would expect, you can turn on notifications. So we get an email notification or an integration with an external system to know whenever errors are found. We can set the exact thresholds. In this case, it's set whenever there's at least 10 errors, we should send out an alert. Fewer than that, and don't bother me. We might even want to be more clever in this case, turn on adaptive thresholds and let the tool figure out if it's a big change from before, send it out. If not, don't do it. Or even the details of like what scope. Are we evaluating every record in the table every time or only the new records? All this sort of thing can be quickly specified to give you the maximum flexibility as you create rules in DvSum. Now, there's a lot more to cover with data quality rules, and I hope you'll review some of our more detailed literature about how that works. I'm going to leave you with a dashboard showing you some of the overview that you can get once you put your rules into DvSum. So here we see, I think part of the beauty of it is you're seeing very high level dashboard pieces where we know like, hey, by data domain, how many rules have I created? I've got my billing reconciliation rules and my healthcare rules, or the property and casualty ones we've been looking at right now. But I also have more detailed low-level rules. Here, like I have a widget that's showing me just all the rules that failed that are alerting, and I can go check on those so I know that, hey, someone should have been alerted about this and should be fixing it, but I can see what's going on. So from the high-level overview to the low-level details, everything's here in the dashboard. Anyway, thanks for watching this introduction to our data quality. There's lots more information at dvsum.ai.